Good day to you. You are not seeing this video by accident, but through someone who loves and cares about you. If you listen till the end, congratulations, because a whole lot about you will change for a better. If you further take a bold step to connect into the connected economy, your family bond and yet to come. Times have changed and we live in a world of uncertainties. But you know what? The way we communicate, the way we live, even the way we transact have changed. The shift is here. The shift has taken place. Millions of people are unaware. Our economy have also changed. What used to work before for a lot of people isn't working anymore. The old and traditional ways of making money is gradually fading away. It is about time and season, because if you trace back to 1880 Industrial Revolution, now let's look at the first industry that existed. This is what we call the lumber mill in 18th century, 1718 to be precise. Now, if you had walked into this industry, you would have seen this. This is the workforce of the industry. Every inch of the work done is done by humans. But you know what is happening in the world today? Robots have taken over. Now in the world today, everything has been converted and robots are doing the work that human beings are supposed to do. Now let me tell you what Robert Kiyosaki said. Active income and passive income are the two ways that people make income. If you're not making income actively, you're making income passively. But in each of these, you have two sections. Now for the active income, this is where time is exchanged for money. Your money or salary is fixed. At the end of the month, you collect that. Now I want you to understand that this money that you're paid is fixed and there is no leverage. You cannot make any other money out of it. When you work harder, they add little stipend for you. Now, a lot of people are tired of waiting for this kind of money because it's not solving their problem. So they move into the self-employed. This is where you have built a prison for yourself as a prisoner. You know what? If you don't go out to do that same business, if you're not there, who is the professional, nothing happens. Even medical doctors face the same problem because if they don't attend to patients, they don't get paid. There is no leverage. It's an issue of no work, no pay. Now, I want you to understand that passive income side is where wealth is created. This is where you and people create income. You have a system and a network of people working for you. Here, there is leverage. A lot of people are not just business owners, they also invest. And investors are people who are making stupendous income. Now, I want you to understand that 95% of population are on the left side, which is where you have the active income, and they share 5% of wealth. But those in the passive income side are just 5%, and they share 95% of wealth. Can you see why the rich get richer? Now, I want to surprise you that on the right-hand side is where leverage is, because you can actually make income without being actively involved, and that is what we do in our system. Now, one of the largest countries in Africa, Nigeria, have dropped into recession for the second time in 5 years. This is absurd, because if this happened and they are blaming COVID-19 and oil prices, how about the future of the Nigerians? This is not good. When you look at graduates, they are moved into this sector because they believe that when they graduate, they will get a job. But today, there is no job for graduates. Okay? Now, I want you to understand what happened. That UBA sacked 2,000 workers in January. Now, look at what Union Bank did. They launched robotic technology to automate banking processes. Now, let me shock you to realize that searching for financial freedom in the industrial economy is like you trying to push a rock across a cliff. And this is what 80% of people who are currently searching for financial freedom today are trying to do through the industrial economy. And we say it is an error. Okay? Now, look at what we found out, the result. Salaries are not being paid or it is getting slashed. Okay, the average graduate is on the street looking for a job. 99% of workers are in constant money worries, no matter how hard they work. Now look at small businesses. They are forced to work longer and harder with no hope of freedom, which is what they're actually looking for. It is about time and season, and I want you to understand this, because once every decade something new happens. In 1880s it was industrial revolution. Then going to school was the peak of getting success. Now we moved into 1980 computer revolution, which started aiding humans to do work better. Now we moved into internet revolution in 1990, and in 2010 we moved into information revolution, which is where you can actually access any information that you're looking for from the internet. But do you know what we are doing today? We have moved into the connected revolution, and a lot of people still don't understand what is going on. And in the next few years, we're moving into artificial intelligence revolution. If you have not moved into the connected economy by now, what are you going to be doing when we enter the artificial intelligence revolution? Now, I want you to understand that connected revolution combines three revolutions to create wealth: computer revolution, internet revolution, and information revolution. Now, I want you to pay close attention to what Alvin Toffler said. He said the illiterate of the 21st century will not be those who cannot read and write, but those who cannot learn, unlearn, and relearn. Now, I want you to understand that we have what we call IBM Watson. It provides legal advice within seconds with 90% accuracy compared with 70% when done by humans, which means they are far better than human beings. Now, if you look around us, we have today self-driving cars that can drive itself to stations. You just walk in and the car takes you to where you want to be. This is what we are talking about when we talk about the artificial intelligence. Now, we're not stopping at this. I want you to understand that we also have what we call Tricoder X. It diagnoses patients better than panels of certified doctors. Panels of certified doctors. A device does better than them. Pay close attention to understand where the world is going. Now, in agriculture, we have agricultural robots. They are set to replace human labor. Why? Because they are more precise, they are more efficient, and they can literally do all the work that humans do. Starting from clearing, planting, harvesting, processing, everything the agricultural robot does it. That is where the world is going. Now, connected economy is of infinite possibilities. Why? Because it is the last revolution for the common man, and it uses what? Social capital. Who is a connector? Now, I want you to understand that the connector is someone who communicates value by helping people convert their social capital into financial capital using a leverage system. Pay close attention to that word. Now, some brief facts I want you to take note of. The Football League in a year creates 9.5 billion. Music industry 16.5 billion. Organic products 91 billion. Now watch closely the connected economy, where you have network marketing $167 billion. There is nothing compared with it, because even movie industry is 80 billion, video gaming is 67 billion. Now, do you know what is interesting about the connected economy? The connected economy pays out an average of 78.2 billion globally in commissions. Take note of that. In commissions, that means this money enters into the pockets of what? Connectors. Now, look at this, very critical. A good percentage of the 78.2 billion global commission payout comes to Nigeria. If you are a Nigerian, ask yourself, what percentage of this money enters your pocket? Now, do you know how much this is? This is what? 880 billion, 152 million naira. How much of this enters your pocket? Now, let me show you how you can actually have this in your pocket. Don't forget that we have connectors in the connected economy. They are the ones that drive the connected economy. Now, there are three kinds of connectors. We have people that connect person to person. A typical example is the youngest, richest man in the world, Mark Zuckerberg. He connects people through Facebook, connects people through WhatsApp, through Instagram. Now, his net worth is 99.6 billion because his what is a connector. Now, if you compare him with the richest man in Africa, Aliko Dangote, who is involved in so many things, but because he's playing in the industrial economy, his net worth is 14.1 billion. Okay, and compare these two and see the power of connected economy. Now, there are people who are connectors, but they connect people with products. A typical example is the richest man in the world, called Jeff Bezos. He's the owner of Amazon, and he connects people to products. That is what a connector. Now, let's look at him with someone in the industrial economy, because it is very clear for us to understand is that Jeff Bezos is in e-commerce and he is worth over 200 billion. Now, I want to be precise, $202 billion. Now, we have Crystal Wares, who is the owner of ShopRite, who opened ShopRite in 1979. His net worth is in millions of dollars, 225 million, not even up to $1 billion. And Jeff Bezos is $200 billion. This is the power of what? Connected economy. Now, we have people that connect people to services. A typical example is Uber Taxi. A good number of us know Travis Kalanick. This is the owner of Uber. He has an app. He doesn't own any taxi anywhere in the world. Now, look at how he has dusted someone in the industrial economy, because he's playing in what? In the connected economy. 43 years, and his net worth is $5.9 billion. Now, Frankie Neji, who has ABC Transport, he is worth $16 million. Can you see the difference? $16 million as compared to $5.9 billion. Now, you cannot compare this to connected economy and industrial economy. It's not comparable because the difference is very clear. Now, let me show you something. Succeeding in the connected economy is as simple as making recommendations to your tailor, doctor, restaurant, mechanic, and so on. Now, I want you to take a look at this. We recommend people every day to products and services, but we don't get paid for doing so. This is a big error. It's an error. Now, join connectors, and I know you will ask me how. Very simple.
Every day, millions trade hours for paychecks, but some multiply others' time massively. Working 8 hours creates personal value, but business owners leverage thousands of others' time. The owner of your company isn't working 8 hours, he uses your time and that of many others. One man controls 960,000 hours daily with 120,000 employees. While many work harder, the wealthy multiply time through systems and leverage. One person, business owner, works 8 hours daily, personal effort creates value. Leverages 960,000 hours daily through many employees and systems. The connected economy business model changes everything. People connect, collaborate, and use technology to multiply efforts and build wealth. Imagine 1,000 people working 2 hours daily. Together they create 2,000 hours flowing through a connected wealth building system. 2,000 hours at 500 naira per hour equals 1 million naira daily. Monthly and yearly, this demonstrates the power of leverage through the connected economy. Wealth grows by multiplying time and effort. Not just working harder, but connected systems create greater results. Join our event to multiply your time and build wealth. Tickets are limited. Click the link now to secure your ticket. Step out of the rat race into a future where your time works for you. Book now.